What's up, YouTube internet world? My name is Johnny Shark, aka Juan El Tiburon, Caballero del Mar. And this is the first quarantine video log of the 2020 coronavirus thing. So that means it is fucking March 22nd, 2020. So why are we doing this? Well, number one, thought it'd be cool to check in with people, kind of let people take a peek into what's going on in my life as we do this. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened in my lifetime? Two, it's kind of like a fun project to do at a time when a lot of other pursuits are no longer available. Like, there's no more jiu-jitsu, there's no more martial arts. So a little bit of a way to like exercise those creative juices. And three, most of all, for posterity, to kind of see how the situation and how I personally change over time as this thing happens. So apologize in advance for any jankiness on the technical side. I'm recording this thing off my phone, holding up in my hand like a fucking noob, like a rook. I've never done anything like this before, so please bear with me as I work through the technical stuff. So on like a macro perspective, I live in LA and the city is on lockdown. The mayor put out this executive order saying, yo, everybody stay the fuck home. Businesses, you all gotta fucking close, except for essential businesses. Restaurants are allowed to stay open as long as you can, but only for takeout and delivery, basically. Hospitals, that stuff is still open. And weed stores are still open, which I thought was funny, but you know, it is a medicinal plant, so people do need their medicine, so I get where they're coming from. What's weird to me is that construction is still going on. Somebody said that they're building people's homes, which is essential, and I mean, I guess, but I mean, obviously people need a place to live, but it seems to me like if you're waiting for your home to be built, you are already living somewhere else. So I'm a layman, I don't know, but to me that sounds weird. And there's a statewide response too, which I'm not as, I don't know as much about. But it seems to be less severe than the lockdown placed on LA, which is how it's supposed to be. You know, at the higher levels, the requirements are generally less strict than at the lower levels. Otherwise, why do you even have a lower level restriction? And where it's touched my life the deepest is fucking events are getting canceled. All the raves are getting thrown off. Coachella is postponed. Beyond Wonderland, postponed. EDC, Burning Man, they haven't announced it yet, but I expect them to be postponed as well. And my buddy's wedding was also put off to Halloween, which of course conflicts with Escape. Come on, bro. Why are you doing this to me? So yeah, that's kind of what's going on as far as events goes. Nationally, the response has been super weak and super anemic. The federal government is kind of in a mess right now. Donald Trump, the president, he's trying to pass off all the blame for the coronavirus in the United States onto China. China, for their part, although they've had a really strong and successful response, pretty fucking gangster actually. They started accusing the United States of like deliberately releasing coronavirus as like a bioweapon, which if it's true, it's a totally getting hoisted by your own petard, right? Total own goal. And as a result of this, things are a little hot between America and China right now overall, but there's a lot of China bashing, anti-Asian racism happening. I'm gonna put this phone down here so it's not so shaky. Maybe I can give you guys a break. And I originally tried to set it up using my using this webcam here, but the fucking sound sucks. So if you guys got any tips on how I can improve the technical quality of this this video, I'm all ears, because, you know, other than the old podcast, I don't have a whole lot of experience with this kind of thing. I guess this is Dispatches Solo LA edition. We miss you, Mike. Yeah, so that's that in a nutshell. From the macro side. From the micro side, you know, life at home. The cats are super happy to have me home all the time. Here's Ramses. Hey, buddy. He's a good boy. I need to weigh him still. He's been looking kind of chubby lately. Been reading some books. Got a bunch of economists. I'm checking out this book right now. It's, I don't know if you guys can really see it. This might be backwards for you, but it's called 1587, A Year of No Significance. The Ming Dynasty in Decline. Not the Ming in decline, but that's like the most glorious dynasty. Yeah, it's a pretty dope dynasty, but nothing lasts forever, and Chinese dynasties tend to last, what, like 300 years-ish? So it's cool because it's like, you know, I love historical fiction because it lets you kind of like step into a place and time in history. You know, you can read all like the facts on Wikipedia or whatever about this battle, that battle, these things that happen. But there's nothing quite like putting yourself in the shoes of the people who were alive during that time. You should really like get some like the flavor, get the texture of it. So yeah, I'm trying to use this time at home to do a little more reading, catch up on my ginormous fucking backlog of books, with mixed results, to be honest. The first couple days of the quarantine, like a week ago, discipline completely fell through the floor. I started playing Crusader Kings. I don't know if you guys know that game, but if you like history, if you like the Middle Ages, if you've ever dreamed of having like a royal dynasty, that is a fucking beast of a game. That is a fuck you up type of game. It's fucking awesome. But anyways, I lost like 3 whole days to playing that game, which was cool on the one hand because, you know, there's a powerful resurgent Byzantine Empire now fucking dominating the Balkans and the Near East. But that doesn't really translate that good into real life. But now discipline's coming back. I feel like there's you know, it's actually kind of an opportunity since there's not all this pressure to like go out and see people. You can kind of take care of projects at home, interests, hobbies that you have. So I'm trying to kind of use this time in a productive way. That being said, I've also downloaded a bunch of games, not a bunch of games, a couple new games to play with friends. Dominion is back. If you guys don't know, that's the card game. It's like a medieval themed card game. They've got a sweet medieval playlist to get in the mood while you play it. Call of Duty Warzone. It's still downloading. It's downloading as we speak right now, but it's a big ass AAA game, so it'll take a while. And one of my buddies actually reached out to me saying that he's downloaded StarCraft 2, which that was my shit back in the day. So if he's gonna play, I'm down to play with him. I've been looking forward to crushing some fools on Battle.net. Nerd tears. So yeah, that's quarantine week 1. If you've been watching this, if you made it this far, thanks for tuning in, and please comment with a good post-apocalyptic book to read, because you know, one of my buddies already read The Plague by Camus, however you say his fucking name. I already read The Stand by Stephen King, not like in the last week. It's a fucking zillion-page book, but it's an awesome book if you haven't read it already. The Girl Who Owned a City, that's a sick book. Actually, that might be a good topic, because like this coronavirus seems to mainly target older people. Yeah, comment that shit. Kind of a side note, I heard that the coronavirus is mainly like a respiratory thing, and that even though a lot of like pro athletes, like NBA players, they tested positive for it, they're asymptomatic. And one of the theories is that it's because they have such like a badass cardiovascular system that they just fucking shrug it off. So if that's the case, I'm trying to do a little cardio to get these get these lungs toughened up to tackle this new opponent. And yeah, I mean, it's unclear to me whether that's a good idea or not, because I also hear that you want to limit your physical activity. So I don't know. I might be making it worse. And I forgot to mention, I went on a sweet bike ride yesterday. We're locked down, but you are still allowed to go outside for exercise. So I went on actually like the longest bike ride of my life. Masked up, social distancing, keeping away from everyone. But I went all the way up to Silver Lake and back, which is like, 4 miles or so? Fucking uphill the whole way. I know like you actual cyclists out there, you're gonna laugh at that. You're like, that's not a fucking bike ride. But yo, I'm a bike commuter. I'm not like a real cyclist like you motherfuckers. So to me, that was a pretty tough bike ride. I was definitely breathing at the end of it. Very glad I made it back safely. And that's it. All right, cool. Well, again, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys again when this thing ends. And if any of you guys want to do a quarantine log, I'll be stoked to watch it. So copy the fuck out of me. Let's see some shit. I miss you guys. Stay safe. Mask up. Later, skaters.